So yesterday I talked about Betterment and the checking account that they offer, which was a good free checking account. And the major pro of that checking account was that you don't pay any ATM fees locally and even internationally. Now today I want to talk about the savings account that Betterment offers, how much interest it pays, and the features of this savings account. So if you want to hear about the savings account, be sure to stick around to the very end of this video. Now, I've gotten a couple comments on this channel about the savings accounts that I review, and the comments are primarily saying that the interest rates on savings accounts aren't important because if you have money and you want to get returns from your money, then you should invest it and not put it in a savings account. And that's absolutely true. If you have money that you want to get returns from, you should definitely invest it. But the interest rate on the savings account that you have matters also, because that's where you'll most likely have your emergency fund. Remember, your emergency fund should be liquid and available to you when you need it. So instead of parking your emergency fund in a savings account that gives you nothing, you should instead opt for a savings account that gives you at least something in return. Now, remember, we have inflation, which eats away the value of your money every single year. And having an emergency fund doesn't mean that you're not going to spend or that you're going to spend money. Actually, having an emergency fund and not having to touch it for several years is actually a good thing, but you want to have that extra cushion there. So if you ever have any financial emergencies, you don't have to go into debt or start selling your investments. So if you had an emergency fund of, let's say, 10K, and you had it in an account that gave you nothing, over 5 years, you would have lost nearly 10% of the spending power of that money. But if you choose to go with the best possible option, then in 10 years, you'll at least have the same spending power. Or even if you lose some, which is also still possible, you will lose much less than 10%. And also, guys, with emergency funds, you never stop adding to them. Now, like Dave Ramsey says, you start with $1,000 and then you add funds to your emergency fund, especially as you start to earn more, because the more money you have, the more financial risk or problems you can potentially get yourself into. So if you're ever wondering why I make so many videos about savings accounts or checking accounts or hybrid accounts here, that's the reason why. Now, I want you guys to share your thoughts on this as well. Do you think that the interest on your savings account should matter, or is it that you don't really care about what the interest rate is? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, before I get into this review of the Betterment savings account, a very quick reminder here. If you're new to the channel and you're watching one of my videos for the very first time, my name is Ian. And even if it's not the first time, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it, and that's how these videos get recommended to more people. And also consider subscribing to this channel, as I realize that almost 95 or 90% of my viewers are unsubscribed. So if that's you, go ahead and subscribe, and this will allow you to get updates when I post new videos here. And I'll be posting a new video here every single day on YouTube. Now, this account from Betterment is called the Betterment Cash Reserve Account, and it's a high-yield savings account. Now, to open this high-yield savings account here, there is a minimum, but it's not much. It's only $10, and after opening the account, there is no minimum balance that you need to maintain, so you just need $10 to get started. Now, as for the interest rate, it's currently at 0.4%, which is relatively good now. Now, a year ago, before interest rates went down, Betterment was offering 2.6%, so as rates fluctuate, this interest rate will as well. However, as for the best rates, Betterment isn't leading, as Discover is currently offering 0.6%, and Citibank is offering 0.7%, and Vio is offering 0.83%. So if you're in the market for the best possible rate right now, there are a couple more options that are better than Betterment. Now, this account is still very good though, because it's feeless, so there's no monthly fees. They have, or they can offer, a feeless account because they get paid from their partner banks, which is most likely interest from the money in the accounts. So these partner banks will either pay interest or they'll loan this money to people. And of course, Betterment gets a percentage, and then they give you and me a small part of that. Now, Betterment isn't a bank, and so they keep your money at partner banks. And so instead of you having $250,000 in FDIC insurance at one bank, you most likely will be able to have $1 million in FDIC insurance, since they are using 4 banks. However, although this is possible, if you go to their website and scroll all the way down to the fine print, they tell you that even though it is possible, it's not guaranteed. So let's say you have $1 million. All of it may not be insured because it may not be evenly distributed to all program banks. So that's something that you will have to monitor to know where the money went, and if it didn't go to enough partner banks, and if it was just in one or two, then you would receive FDIC insurance on funds up to $250,000 in each, and the rest of your money could go uninsured. So be sure to always check the fine print, guys, especially when you watch reviews and before you make a decision, because sometimes everything seems great, but there's always a fine print somewhere with a little catch to it. Now, for the average person, this shouldn't really be a big deal, and in all fairness, even if you are a multimillionaire, I don't think you should be keeping millions of dollars in a savings account. At least, surely your emergency fund wouldn't be that big. Now, another feature they have, which is mentioned on the website, and I searched the fine print for an explanation on this one, and I couldn't find it. And if you guys know more, be sure to leave a comment down below with that or what you know. But Betterment says that they have no limits on transactions in this high-yield savings account. Now, for all other savings accounts, I think you're restricted from making more than 4 or 5 withdrawals per month. That's a rule that all banks follow. However, Betterment says there's no limit to how many times you can move money in and out of the account. And this sounds good, but I'm not quite sure how they do this. I think it has something to do with them changing the account from the Betterment Everyday Savings Account, which it was a year ago, and then making it the Cash Reserve Account. So maybe it's not considered as a savings account anymore, although that's what it is. Now, after looking at all the features that Betterment has to offer in this Cash Reserve Account, in my opinion, it's okay, but it's definitely not the best. The main pro here and the advantage that it has over other banks or online banks is that you can make multiple withdrawals from the account every month, unlike other savings accounts that come with a federal limit of 5 or 6 transactions per month. However, if you pair this account with the Betterment checking account, then that would make more sense, since then you also get a free checking account and a debit card, and you would be able to write checks as well. And remember, the strong point of the checking account that Betterment offers was that you could use ATMs for free because they will reimburse you ATM fees even if they're international ATM fees. Also, if you plan on using Betterment, or if you already use them for an investment account or a 401k or an IRA, then this also makes it easy, since you have all the banking products you need in one place: investments, checking, and savings accounts. Now, I would personally get this account with the checking account that they offer and keep money in the savings account, and then whenever I'm traveling, I would transfer funds to the checking account, and that way I would get to pay no ATM fees. So if you're looking for a banking platform that has everything to offer in one place, then I think Betterment is a very, very good option, and they do just that, but without the fees. Now, if you want to find the absolute best rates though, then I would go with one of the other options that give more value in terms of cashback or interest on their accounts. I should also point out here that Betterment has limited over-the-phone support, so if you need 24/7 support, then that's not available right now. Overall, not a bad account to have. Drop me a comment down below and share your thoughts on this. Let me know if you've used Betterment and what the experience was like. Now, I hope you guys found this video very helpful, and if you'd like to see more videos just like this one, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, as that's the way these videos get recommended to more people and can potentially help someone out as well, and I'll really, really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other videos here on this channel on credit cards, banking apps, savings accounts, investments, ways to make money, and much more. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel and be sure to turn on all notifications for this channel, as that's the only way you'll be able to get the updates of when I post new videos here. And I'll be posting a new video here on YouTube every single day. And remember guys, I'm leaving a couple links down below to free stuff and free cashback offers, which includes free stocks and just free cash, so be sure to check all the links in the description down below. Now, if you've watched this video and you haven't seen my other video reviewing the Betterment checking account, I'll leave a link to it here somewhere on the screen. Once again guys, I hope this video was very helpful. All the best, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.